All right, in the bottom left, we have the Cry, Red Zerg. In the top, this must be his brother, because it is Kryzek, the Blue Terran. And yeah, I like that little manners right here. Good luck and have fun. It's a little bit different than the last game that we casted. There's no
Always good.
GTFO or anything like that. So hey, look at that, and a little respect here. That's why they call it. They call it a gentleman's game. You've heard that, right?
Oh yeah, StarCraft totally is a gentleman's game. It's
Mhm.
not like LOL or WoW or
I don't know what
those
LOL
guys
is,
just
but
BM
WoW is.
League of Legends.
Oh, League of Legends. Okay. Yeah, I know what League of Legends is.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
But
I
anyway,
don't,
those guys
but
are all BM, and they're like every single guy. F your mother, F this, F your whole generation, F your whole family tree. But StarCraft is a gentleman's game,
but
and
but the thing is, that's like standard. Like it would probably feel weird if you didn't hear that. Whereas like you might get some BM in in StarCraft, but it feels kind of weird. I mean,
yeah.
have you ever seen someone play Halo? There's always this high-pitched voice. Fuck you,
Oh
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill your whole family. But so that's kind of interesting. I guess just by having a little bit of like what is it, like manners, that it's a gentleman's
Yeah,
game.
it's manner. It actually exists in StarCraft, and that's kind of a unique thing to the game. There's
Yeah.
a little bit of respect behind the
Yeah,
game.
on the internet too. I mean, people usually aren't
Oh,
that respectful on the internet. But that's something I actually really enjoy. I know that you do like to BM a little now and then.
But I like to
don't
do
want
my
to call
own
you
way
out.
also.
You like to keep it interesting. You like to put some spice in there. But I kind of like the just the whole manners thing. Okay, so in the game, real quick, we do have a fast expand, which I like this against Zerg or against Terran on a big map like this. This is Daybreak. They can't do anything. They could do a proxy. They could do proxy 2 racks, but that's about the only thing. Even if he does
You're not
regular
worried about
2
a bunker
racks.
rush.
What's that? Bunker rush? No. He has this Overlord out. He's good. Even if they try a 2 racks bunker rush, you can still hold it. And some people think it's easier to hold with a fast expansion because you can get your spore crawlers up or your spine crawlers up easier, and then you have the creep spread. So that was good. It was actually 16 pool, which is another thing I like. I think he could even gotten away with a 17 pool. He's getting his gas here, so it looks like he will be going for speed or some sort of tech right away. And it looks like Terran responds by getting fast expansion himself.
So I watched a replay not too long ago with a guy named Nuke, and I made a comment saying that he actually got a little bit earlier of a pool, and I thought that he could have got his lings in there to mess with the command center that was up a little bit quicker. Actually, in that particular game, he went command center first, and so he didn't have these 3 Marines that are sitting right here defending.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something normal or something that can happen if you get a slightly quicker pool? Not before the Overlord, but can you pressure that expansion? Is that something that happens?
Personally, I don't know. So that's actually something I've been thinking about a lot lately, and I'm kind of torn. I'm more on the side to just let him get it up. You're going to be on a quicker 2 base, and if he doesn't build anything, then you can just take a quick 3rd. If he's doesn't have Hellions out or anything like that, if he's just macroing, just take your 3rd. And then you want to play it a little bit more like you're playing against Protoss, like a ZvP. So yeah, and
So it looks to me here that it looks to me like the Terran here is following up with 2 more racks rather than going for the higher tech like Factory. And I've seen a lot of games like NASL, GSL, where they'll do more of like a reactored Hellion expand. It doesn't look like the Terran is going for that quite yet. He's going to stick more to the bio early on.
Mm-hmm.
Is this standard? Is this good? Is this bad? What do you think?
It looks like he's getting reactor and tech lab. No, this is pretty standard. I'm a little surprised that he doesn't have a factory up to get out a couple of tanks, but it looks like he's just going to macro up. They have a lot of minerals. They should really spend this a little quicker. I should note that I believe this is a silver league matchup. And from what I've seen, these players are playing pretty well. I like how Zerg has out 4 queens. I think he could even get 2 more queens. That's kind of been a change in the metagame lately. that since they have the buffed queen range, you can get more queens out, and what that allows you to do is spread a whole bunch of creep, never miss an inject, and then transfuse if they try to attack you. You can get out, you know, if you have a couple of spine crawlers and just keep transfusing them, you're good.
The Zerg also, by the way, is spawning tons of drones, which is exactly what he needs to be doing right now. He's probably going to be oversaturated soon, which is fine as long as he's looking to get a third, so that he can immediately saturate that third.
Yeah, for Zerg, you really don't want to oversaturate because you can just make those drones so quick. But like you said, it's not that big of a deal, and it's much better to have too many drones than to have not enough drones. Yeah,
and it looks like he's getting the creep spread growing, which looks good to me.
Yeah, this looks really good to me. I mean, I believe this is silver. I hope I'm not mistaken, but this looks like some solid play by both players. It does look like, oh nope, I thought there was gonna be a supply block, but it just finished. I'm a little surprised that. Well, let's see what the workers are at right now. 38 to 32. Okay, pretty even. It just seems like there's not very many workers at the natural for the Terran.
Yeah, I just noticed that too. He's actually I'd say he's keeping up pretty well with the Zerg. But yeah, I think he's missing out for not being optimally saturated.
Yeah, he could just transfer. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. He could transfer 2 workers from the main to the natural. And I mean, you have the workers building, plus you get each mule. Generally, you think of that as 4 workers, so he's actually pretty even. Actually, he's ahead right now because
the Zerg just put down his third, and it got scanned like the instant that he put it down. That's kind of funny, but
must just be extra players right now.
That's definitely what Zerg needs to be doing. I almost feel like he could have taken it earlier, since it seems obvious to me the Terran's not like doing aggression or pushing out. Or do you think that third timing is okay?
Yeah, he could have taken it. I think he should have scouted first, because he has no scouting right now. I'm just going to take a look on his side. I really like the creep spread, but you got to scout a little bit more. Although he does have this Overlord. He has this Overlord right above to see if anything moves out, which is, I really like that. Good, again, like you said, good creep spread. One thing that I'd like to see Zerg get is another Evo chamber. I think in this matchup, it's so huge. It's so big to have the upgrade advantage. And when I say that, I usually mean the melee and the carapace.
So the Terran is moving out right now, and the Zerg is going to see that because he's got a medevac.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! Overlord's chilling. What up?
But Overlord's got some good. Overlord's got some sick micro, but it was not a good enough.
And
so it looks like Zerg is responding in kind with a whole bunch of Zerglings and some Banelings.
Some Banelings out, yeah. Kind of interesting that Terran's not moving out. So Terran right now should have a third. He should at least have the third building in his base by now, and getting probably another engineering bay. Just from what I've seen, when I see double engineering bay, it's just such a strong play. You get so much better upgrades, and it looks like we have a little drop here on the bottom right coming in. And wow, somehow it's like this guy has mech packs or something like that. He's just ready for it. I don't know. Maybe these guys have just played before, but he has Infestor in position, and then he has Banelings and Lynx, so this shouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Wow, he instantly sees
That's crazy. I don't know how he saw that.
And Spore Crawler too. Look at that. Nothing. Nothing. It's just all day.
And I really like the Zerg's army composition right now for what the Terran has. But I'm noticing the harvester count. The Zerg has not gotten that crazy harvester macro going on, which at 13 minutes, I think you could have 70 drones. That seems like what a Diamond or a Masters level would probably have at this point in the game, especially given that Terran hasn't been super aggressive.
I totally agree. And another thing is, take a look at the army supply. It's 99 to 124, or just the total supply. And as a Zerg, you never want that to happen. One thing I think that's going on is Zerg is forgetting to replace his drones. He's built all these other buildings, and you got to remember, always replace those drones. If you have to, just double click on your drones, make sure you have the full 24. saturate your third, and he needs a
Yep.
macro hatch, and then he could really and he puts it down as I say it. Really, he could take a fourth and a fifth right now. I like doing that. Don Regu does that all the time, and part of the strategy behind that is that Terran can take out one of those bases, and then you still have another base. So it's only 300 minerals. It's not a huge investment, but if Terran doesn't put pressure on, or if they put pressure on one of them, you're fine. You just take whichever one that they didn't put pressure on.
So unfortunately, the Zerg is still not droning up, and the Terran actually has a worker lead, which is even more of a worker lead when you include mules.
Yeah.
Also a supply lead. You're right.
Yeah, a little surprising, but Terran is just kind of balling up right now. I know that's what Terrans like to do, but I think this push could have been a lot earlier. I think.
Well, it looks like he just started pushing out in force. We'll see how far he goes.
Yeah, well, he just sieged up right now. I'm not.
Little tank. I don't know what that's about. Two tanks, sorry.
I guess he just wants to feel comfortable while he takes his third. So this is something that I've noticed for lower level players, is that they get just way too passive. I think, as you've noticed, we haven't had any action. We actually haven't really had any action this entire game, have we?
Nope.
And you know, you don't feel like you need to get to 200 to win. And if you do feel like you need to get to 200, get there. Just work on getting there a lot faster. I mean, you could probably be maxed out right now. He's supply blocked, or he just was supply blocked. And so the thing for Terran is that there's kind of like this timing. Once you get your stim and you get your siege mode, you can put on a lot of pressure to a very greedy Zerg, or just any Zerg really. They just have to react at this time. But as the game gets later and later, as they get up their infestors and they get up all their upgrades, they get baneling speed and they start getting to their tier 3, it's really hard for Terran. So they really have to put on pressure in that middle point. And it looks like Kryzek just isn't doing that right now. And just...
No, he's not. He's just remaining passive.
You know what I really like, though?
By the way, we have a hive.
Take a look at right outside of the natural here. Do you see how many banelings that is? That is...
Oh yeah, that.
I love that.
Tons of banelings.
I love that. I wish he had the defense. What do you call it? The carapace. I guess it is upgrading right now. So again, get the upgrades, get the +3, get the adrenal glands. What's that?
The +2 on the attack is definitely great. Now that will make it so he one-hits workers, am I right or wrong?
Does 43 damage versus light. And yep.
There you go. Now, I also noticed Cry got his hive up, but I haven't seen what exactly he's trying to do with that. He could get +3 weapons. He could get cracklings, which he has not. He could get broodlords. And, you know, I'm not like the expert Zerg, but I almost think he could go Ultralisk right now.
Yes, I like Ultras, especially because, well, they both are going to work well with the upgrades that he's getting right now. But Ultras are very strong. And he does have... a decent amount of marauders. Oh, then we have a big engagement right here.
Looks like we got a big
engagement. Let's see if some fungals go off. Banelings, just too many banelings. Fungal.
Oh,
everything.
And a bunch of infestors left.
And so it's kind of...
Oh man, that went really well for the Zerg.
It did, but at the same time, none of them have armies.
Kill a lot.
They both lost basically their entire armies, but the huge thing...
Yeah, but look at all the infestors that the Zerg saved. And the Zerg has lots of energy. Totally could have killed off all those.
He did.
Medevacs. Really should have.
Missed out on the fungals. You're exactly right. He should have gotten some fungals off. Could have killed all these. Look at that. A lot of these medevacs are at like 10 health.
Yeah, these infestors here. Some of them have full energy, and I'm willing to bet the next engagement's not probably going to be for, well, shit. It's 20 minutes now. It may not be 10 minutes for the next one, but enough for them to get a bunch of energy back, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and since they are full energy, something that you could do is hotkey, just say 2 of them. And I've said this before about Zerglings, but just put it to a hotkey you don't use. Use it like 9 or 10, or 9 or 0 if you don't use it. And then a key thing, if you have infestors, or really just a Zerg, you always want to get Burrow. If not in the beginning, get it towards the end, because... that's how you keep your infestors alive. You burrow them and run away if you have to. So as I was saying, you hotkey him to 0 or 9, burrow him, and then run him to the 3rd, and just either fungal, do 2 fungals and kill all the workers, or just drop out some infested Terrans. You might not, they might run, and you might not kill anything, but that's like a huge distraction for them. And at this level, I'd bet that you're probably going to kill a lot.
So earlier in the game, we mentioned how the Zerg needed more drones, and he's still at 50 drones, which is a pretty good number, but I'd much rather see it around 70, especially at this point when he's trying to get his 4th up, and he's trying to have 3 saturated bases.
Yep, I totally agree with that. And yeah, you should be at 60 or 70 drones. But on the positive side, man, this creep spread is, like, honestly, this is really good creep spread.
That is
very
killer
good creep spread. And what that does, he's gonna have map vision, and obviously the speed, and that's just so huge. Look at this; it's encroaching on this guy's 3rd. That's just ridiculous.
Yep. Yeah. I was also going to mention that the timing of the 4th seems really good to me because the main is about to get mined out. Although he could probably transfer pretty much all those workers at the main. Maybe leave 1 to get those last couple minerals up. But maybe he'll do that anytime soon.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I think he could even take his 5th and 6th, and maybe, I mean, just take a 7th. He doesn't have the minerals for it now. But I think he could. Interesting army composition. He has the hive, but he's not getting tier 3. He's staying on the Baneling infester, but he has a ton of infestors. Do you see that? He has what? 20 infestors.
Pretty cool.
I really like that. I think it's good.
Do you think that's intentional, or is it an like it's something he's overlooking by not getting either brood lords?
Oh yeah, definitely. He could really do a lot better. Either or. You either get brood lords.
Oh, we got another big engagement. I think the Zerg's going to do well. He's got lots of banelings going off, and
it's too
killing
much.
the whole thing.
Alright, just fungal these guys.
Killing everything.
Fungal them this time.
Yeah. So let's see if he's right with the fungals.
Drop out a couple of infested Terrans, and then just keep fungaling. I mean, look at that. You have 20. Or he lost 1. He has 19.
Yep.
It's over. The ridiculous thing is, he could just go and spawn like 100 infested Terrans, and I'm not exaggerating. Just go anywhere and just spawn at least 50.
Yeah, at least take out the 3rd. Well, it looks like he's going for it, just as I spoke.
I like this. Good play. Could.
Yeah.
No.
So there's nothing the Terran could do to save that 3rd. He could lift, which wouldn't save the SCVs.
But here we go. Get those fungals.
And he's got a little bios
off.
Force here, but.
Ooh,
and the bio force can't do anything.
Oh man, that's just
all in vain. Ooh, ouch! Lots of Terran death and destruction right here.
I don't think I've ever seen this many.
That is pretty crazy. And there go the 100. Whoa! How many 100?
Yeah, he got it there. Looks like he spawned about 50 of them right away.
Yeah. The game ended, so it didn't get to 100 yet, but I think it could have.
Oh, definitely. These guys are still full of energy. Wow, that was really good play. Interesting. I've actually never seen that before, and that composition. I don't think it was that bad.
Really cool.
Yeah, one thing that I could say that Terran could have done better if they got tanks out. That would have.
I felt like he didn't have the tanks
I don't know if I really saw any tanks get out. Because that's gonna do a lot more damage, especially to the lings and then to the infestors. The infestors aren't going to be able to get off as good of fungals.
And also targeting banelings with the tanks is huge.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And then then you can, that kind of brings up, you can micro a little bit better against the infestors, because then you're not going to get fungled right away, and you could kite a little bit more, and then like having a better spread as Terran, if you kind of spread them out and then have a couple of Marauders in front, because they take a lot of damage from banelings.
Yeah,
but
it did seem like a lot of those engagements, the Terran was all clumped up, and it was just a perfect opportunity for the Zerg to get fungals and banelings and just mess up that guy's day.
Yeah, that is pretty ridiculous when that happens. And yeah, again, awesome creep spread. Good game by both players. And I want to thank Cry for uploading this on Reddit. And I think that'll do it. So signing off, Donjuancho.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, check us out, Donbot. Late.